A lot of people called me Mhondoro growing up, which basically means fighter. I think it was just the attitude I had growing up, that I was always going to fight for where I wanted to be. I am from Harare, Zimbabwe. Golf is fairly cheap, it's not outrageously expensive. My dad introduced me to the game. My family was fully behind me. Kind of let me choose and push myself as much as I wanted to. I never had to miss a tournament because we couldn't afford to get there or they weren't willing to allow me to go. Family it's become a very important thing in my life, and I've realized that you need to be surrounded by people that care about you the most.
My name is Kelsey Vincent and I'm from Littleton, Colorado. Scott and I met in college at Virginia Tech.
For the longest time we just viewed each other as friends. Next thing we knew, we were dating. We figured out that we wanted to give this a shot.
The rest is history.
I think back then, I still didn't know where I fitted in globally. I got a better understanding of that once I got to college. What it did for me especially was showed me where I stood among some of the best players in the world. I got to play against Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Bryson DeChambeau. I was playing side by side with these guys. My whole focus once I turned pro was to get web.com status. Then I missed out at that at second stage. Kind of was left thinking, what next? By chance, a friend from Zimbabwe called me up and said, hey, we're going to go play Q School on the Asian Tour. You should consider joining us for that.
We knew we wanted to spend that time together and not apart. The thing that made the most sense was for me to caddy.
Very selflessly decided to come out and sacrifice a lot for me to chase my dreams and see where it was going to go. We're going to go into my program. Obviously this is just to get the legs going and wake myself up a bit.
Soccer was everything to me up until I finished my college career and a little bit after.
She was phenomenally good at college. She was busy playing professional soccer in Iceland, so she did a whole season out there.
You're talking to each other on FaceTime. You have to talk, you can't just sit and hang out. It was tough, but I think it was actually one of the reasons that we stayed together.
This week with the gym, it's much easier, but yeah, some other weeks your room is too small to set anything up in there. So that makes it pretty tough, and there's no gym around. She's good at making sure my form is great, so that I'm not gonna do something that might get me injured.
He's pretty good at listening to his body, so. But I do tell him to slow down in his exercises all the time.
It's, in a way, almost our happy place. Like, we both enjoy working out and taking the time to go and make ourselves better and stronger. There are times when she'll just go on her own because I'm just exhausted, but it's pretty motivating to be around her and see how hard she works. Finished?
We try and kind of make our hotel room a little bit more like it would be our own room at home. We have our own pillows, I bring my own blanket. just to kind of make things feel like this is our home for the week, not just a hotel room where we're living out of a suitcase.
She just helps make it feel more homey for me, and so I can kind of relax, and yeah, she's a huge help. Like, she takes a lot of stress off my shoulders. Some blueberries.
I'll make him a smoothie just to kind of get him some breakfast in quickly. Got a portable blender, which is nice, so we can charge it kind of anywhere.
We find that we miss out on a lot of the normal stuff that we would eat back home. So this is just a way to get some of the healthier stuff into us, and usually in the morning, so it's a good way for us to wake up and start the day with a lot of good stuff in our bodies.
There are certain things that like need to be ready, and if I can do them to take stress off him, I'll do it.
So she just helps reduce how much time that we need so we can get a little more sleep, which is incredible.
One thing we have a hard time finding is lactose-free milk for Scott. So some places Google Translate helps a bit.
Cheers.
How'd I do?
Very good. Coming down?
Do you want me to meet you outside?
Just out here. What time are we playing? 11:40, huh? You, Johannes, Jazz, me, and Casey? Okay. Is this the XV or that? Oh, wrong one. There's my money.
然后我们的 number 在103-19309。
Thank you, Jazz.
This is one of my most important duties right here. I have to draw a line on everyone. He usually has 2 dozen, so I have a little room to make mistakes, but sometimes if he misses a few putts in a row that he thinks should go in, he'll change it. A little superstitious in that way.
Yeah, I'll meet you putting green or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be out there in a sec. I think I'm learning a lot about what a support role is and how I'm part of Scott's team. I'm not the captain. I'm not the star player like he is, but my role is very important. It's more behind the scenes, but I enjoy being able to support him in any way I can, and it might not be noticed, but he always notices it. Good to see you. Hi.
It's working.
Yep, if it's not straight, he won't use it. I don't want to be blamed for a bad putt, so. Do you ever send these back, Scott?
The lines are bad, they go back. I don't even know how these work.
I can do it. I think they just clip. That's wrong. I'll do it. On the course, Scott's the boss.
And off the course?
Take this one, and I'll bring you a different one in a second.
Thank you. And it has to be a straight putt. Gotta find a straight putt. I always do a bit of putting on my putting rail, and I try and get 20 putts going straight down that. It's a good way for me to make sure that I'm starting the ball on line. A few longer putts, just seeing how the ball's turning on the green that morning, just, the speed of it, and then from there I go straight onto the range. Oh, really?
I'll go get you some golf balls.
It's just trying to loosen up and get everything moving in the right way.
Congratulations.
I know what clubs he uses to warm up, and so I'll get those ready. I'll clean all of his grips and make sure everything's set.
Spend a bit of time working on a few little drills just to help make sure that some of the things that we're working on our swing are still there. It's a bit more on plane, and we discovered this not too long ago, so it's been good.
Putting the pins in for the practice round, so when we're out there it's easy to calculate the distances. So that's usually my job every morning.
From there, straight back to the putting green, working on about 10 minutes of speed just to make sure I have that down, and then onto the tee and off we go.
Since I have to carry the bag around, do you want to go put these things back in your locker?